What happens when you put a professional camera up against professional rendering software? Well, stick around because we're about to find out. I've been heavily involved in photography for almost 30 years. I'm also a hardcore CAD nerd. So when SOLIDWORKS Visualize was released back in 2015, I was ecstatic to be able to create lifelike images from 3D CAD. And with these two passions, it only made sense to put them up together in a head-to-head shootout to finally see which technique is best for producing product images. Let's start by setting up the hypothetical contract, or the rules of the game. Now, the requirements were to provide 5 to 10 images of this. It's a brake rotor that I had laying around, really the coolest thing that I thought would work well for this exercise. Now, in the contract, it gave a bit more detail about what these images should include. Product images to be used in a digital catalog, along with some more artistic content for social campaigns and targeted web ads. Both projects are going to be constrained down to 1 day or 8 hours start to finish, which really isn't that much time. Now, the contract also defined a stretch goal of supplying some color swatch options, which will be tough because, well, I only have one and it's in black. I started off shooting in the studio since I don't have a dedicated studio space. So I burned about an hour just getting all the continuous lighting, the strobe lighting, the backdrops, the fixtures, reflectors, all of this in place, and then calibrating that lighting to the right exposure. My camera bag used for the shoot consisted of a variety of fixed focal length and zoom lenses. I included some wireless triggers for flashes, I have my light meter. In other words, it's a lot of gear. So if you're considering purchasing studio and DSLR equipment for your own company's products, keep in mind that the price tag can easily hit 5 figures and up. Now, I ended up capturing around 300 images in about an hour and a half of shooting. For me, every hour or so behind a camera roughly equates to 4 hours behind the monitor. This is where I started to realize that SOLIDWORKS Visualize might already have a huge advantage. Overall, I was pretty happy with the final images and the layout proposals. I had to use 2 additional post-processing softwares to get these final images and the swatch colors included. So around 10 total hours, and after that, I conceded on any additional stretch goals of those short video clips. The second day was my rendering day, which honestly was a bit of a relief. 8 hours felt more than adequate to supply all the deliverables and then tackle the stretch goal. The equipment here is a bit different. It's just my computer and an installation of SOLIDWORKS Visualize. It's worth mentioning that Visualize Standard is free with any seat of SOLIDWORKS Professional or Premium. Visualize allows me to import any neutral file type, along with any native CAD type from all the major CAD companies. Once I've got the model open, I can start virtually setting up the scene. This is where I lost so much time in yesterday's photo shoot. The library lets me shop from a huge supply of studios without having to set these up or tear them down. Additional lighting can be added to these scenes as well. This allows me to tweak the brightness, the size, and color, and even the position. I definitely didn't have that option in my home studio. Even the most elaborate photo studios in the world have their limits. Visualize, well, it really doesn't. The rotor used in the studio shoot had a bit of wear on the contact surfaces, which I really thought added some character, and I wanted to keep that look in the rendered images as well. This was easily accomplished with just a simple decal, drag, drop, and resize right into position. For the rest of the appearances, Visualize will extract out colors and textures from the SOLIDWORKS CAD model during the import process to really help speed up the rendering workflow. Some of these appearances, however, weren't exactly what I was hoping for. So using the Visualize Appearance Library, users can just drag and drop new appearances and adjust them to get the perfect look. You'll also notice that everything here is rendering in real time. This is similar to the back of a DSLR and its preview screen. It's instant feedback, except Visualize gives the ability to modify the subject during the capture process in real time. Just like the studio scenes and decals, appearances, and lighting in Visualize, camera assets are also endless. It's like having the perfect zoom lens with an infinite range and infinite aperture that still produces tack-sharp images and can be mounted to a camera with a really big sensor. All available at your fingertips with SOLIDWORKS Visualize. Everything up to this point I've shown you has been using SOLIDWORKS Visualize Standard. Now, to help me automate all of these final images, I'm going to load the project up into the Visualize rendering queue, which is available in Viz Professional. Both sets of deliverables are done, and I did learn a few things. In terms of time, flexibility, functionality, and cost, no doubt creating these images with SOLIDWORKS Visualize is the clear standout. It's super easy to use, it offers endless possibilities, minimizes post-processing workflows, and dramatically reduces equipment overhead, management, and maintenance. Now that gets me to the next metric. Which final set of images is best? I think it's really hard to say, so I'm gonna let you be the judge of that. Now, I actually did use my extra time that I had left in the rendering project to focus on the stretch goal of animations and even some other interactive content. So make sure to watch the next video in this series to see how those all came together with Visualize Professional. If you're eager to try it yourself, jump over to my.solidworks.com and start up an online product trial of Visualize Professional. Or better yet, contact your local reseller today for more information.